the scenes, and you're like, well, they're so worried about his legs.
Yeah.
Because you know he jumps out the window and hit a crease. Okay, good luck. It's 20 yards before you even touch it.
That is true. He went 7 for 7 on third down while he was in the game. That's impossible.
It's impossible.
This is Wade Phillips' defense. You just annihilated it on Monday Night Football.
They're littered with first rounders. Aaron Donald's a first rounder. Brockers was a first rounder. Dante Fowler was a first rounder. Jalen Ramsey is a first rounder. They got 4 of their 11 starters were first rounders. And he toyed with them. He made those guys look like, whoever has the worst defense currently in the NFL, that's what he made the Rams look like. And it wasn't even close. That game was never close.
Never.
Speaking of the Rams, at least my team, the Cowboys, they haven't lost a game 45-6. Are you kidding me? 45.
They hadn't played Lamar Jackson. They hadn't played L. Jack
Think of
yet.
who they were last year and the change.
Okay, remember, Jameis went in there and destroyed them, right?
He put 55 up.
55 on them. So this team in the Super Bowl last year, it's the old Super Bowl loser syndrome. They're 6-5, and they look dead in the water.
Yeah.
And Jared Goff looks like he got way overpaid. That's how it looks to me, right?
And Skip, just watching him and seeing the progression, he's playing with supreme confidence. He's like, right now, nobody can stop me. He's playing like it. And look how his Skip, you talk about how Tom Brady teammates love him. Look at how his teammates
love him.
How they respond to him. The defense.
And, you know, he doesn't carry himself like, I'm the best player or I'm the leader of this team. He acts like he's just one of the guys, right? Because he knows he's just in his second year. But that team has ignited. Because I'm going to remind everybody, they did lose back-to-back games, and Lamar was just okay at Kansas City. He just had a mediocre game by his standards. And then the aberration game of the year is that the Cleveland Browns went to Baltimore and won 40-25. And Lamar wasn't bad in the game. He just wasn't great.
It was turnovers. He gave Cleveland 2 minutes.
He threw 2 picks.
And I think he fumbled.
I think he fumbled away. So the point was they have taken off since then, and they have that look of a Super Bowl team that came out of nowhere and just took off.
Skip, it's their ability to run the football. Skip, they had another 285. They're averaging 210. You got to go back to the 70s to get teams that ran the football like this. The Buffalo Bills of the 70s with O.J. They ran the ball like this. The last time we've had someone had the big discrepancy like we have now, you got to go back to the 01 Steelers when they had Jerome Bettis and they ran the ball. But they didn't throw the ball. They can throw it and they can run it.
They can.
And people look at his stats. Well, he only threw 169, but they had damn near 300 rushing.
Okay.
So what does that do, Skip? Your offense over there chilling. If you run the ball like this, your offense ain't seeing the field, but maybe 3 or 4 times.
Ravens held the football for 40 minutes to the Rams 20 minutes. That's not fair.
Yeah, that's not even.
You have the ball 2 to 1 times more. 2 to 1.
And you know what it does, Skip? Because you know you're not going to get very many possessions. It put extra pressure because we got to do something. Now you take unnecessary risk. You turn that ball over, guess what? He's on the field for another 8-9 minutes.
That is correct. So, as you point out, the Ravens have 285 rushing. The Los Angeles Rams, featuring Todd Gurley, had a grand total of 22 yards rushing. Those 22 belonged only to Todd Gurley because everybody else had, 1, 0, -1. But 22 yards, and one of those carries was for 15. So, on 5 other carries, Todd Gurley went for 7 yards. So, and that would be the total for the Rams. So they had one 15-yard run, and they wound up with a grand total of 22 yards. This is last year's Super Bowl representative from the NFC. Really?
Wow.
When you can run it like that, Skip, let that sink in. Skip, they're 65 clear of the next closest rushing team. 65. So you know.
And that's the 49ers whom they're about to play. Okay?
That one's going to be fun.
When you look at these two teams, you're like, okay, they play. I think the 49ers might have a slightly better defense, but you don't think, Skip, Baltimore Ravens are averaging 35 points a game. The next closest are the 49ers at 30. You don't think of these two teams as putting that many points on the board, but Lamar's had a 59-point game, a 45-point game, another 40. They hung 40 on Coach Belichick.
They did.
Now, you don't. So we think the Patriots defense have a historic. They're on pace to break the Baltimore Ravens scoring record for defense.
He toyed with them.
And he put it on them.
He did. So I have absolutely no doubt that Lamar can sustain this performance level, but should there be any doubt that he can sustain this durability level? Because he did take one shot that concerned me last night on a keeper to the left, if we could see this, in the second quarter, and Troy Hill just tags him because he just decided, I'm going to just take him on. You know, that won't fly. You can't keep doing that. That's not necessary.
It's risky.
Just get down, get out. Just
once you get the first down, headshot.
you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
You don't have to prove your manhood.
I think as he gets even more and more, as he gets better and better at throwing the football, they will call less and less of these diagram runs. But it just goes to show you, because this is what his backup could have been. But he wanted to graduate. Skip, he went from K, and all of a sudden he wanted to go straight to college.
Yeah.
He didn't want to go through the steps. Lamar Jackson said, why do I want to be? I'm Lamar. I'm not Peyton. I'm not Tom Brady or Drew Brees. There will come an evolution. Steve Young was just like Lamar Jackson early in his career. And he learned that, you know what, in order for me to have sustained success and to ultimately get to where I want to be, win a championship, I got to throw the ball from the pocket. Elway was the same way. He will get better, and they will call less and less of these runs. But his legs will always be an asset. They will always be able to get him out of harm's way. But what you're starting to see, Skip, is that when he starts to move, he's starting moving laterally. So he's trying to buy time to find someone to get open. So he's just not, okay, I can just go. No, he's surveying the field. And that's what you want to see. Skip, the sky's the limit for this young man.
So ESPN had a great note last night that Lamar said that he couldn't even throw a spiral last year because he found the NFL ball to be slightly bigger and slicker than his college ball.
Oh, they are.
Okay.
They are bigger.
Okay, so it took an offseason of commitment and dedication to try to figure out regripping, restructuring your delivery to where, boy, he's just throwing a lot of spirals now, right?
He's throwing a lot of them.
And they are darts, man.
Yes.
They are deadly accurate.
Who would have thought, Skip, that this man would have 2 games in which you throw 5 touchdown passes in the same season? He'd have a 2 perfect quarterback ratings or a 3 almost perfect QBR games. This is the evolution. The guy got booed by his home fans. Now he's the leader for the MVP in less than a year.
Yeah, and by the way, if Kyler Murray had had little Hollywood Brown in the national semifinal against Alabama last year, we might be having a different
We're having no discussion.
I am with you there.
Thank you. He tried to play and he limped onto the field. He had the foot injury.
Yeah, he had Liz Frank.
I think it was. It was bad.
Yeah.
They didn't realize how bad it was either until after the fact.
But
I hear that. I love Hollywood. I've loved watching.
So here's the difference I see right now in San Francisco's road and Baltimore's road. I'm still pretty sure Baltimore's road is going to have to go to the Super Bowl through Foxborough. I'm pretty sure of it. I think the Patriots can win out and keep their game advantage for home field throughout the playoffs over Baltimore. The advantage Baltimore would have is they do have a tradition of winning in Foxborough. It's not this team, but it is a legacy that got left by you and Ray and others in that locker room where you just walk in the locker room and you just have this belief of, you know, we've done, there's a history here of doing this. And plus, you already wiped them out in your building, so you've got a feel.
It definitely gives you confidence that you can do it again. But the sign is like when you go into the Ravens facility, the Under Armour facility in Baltimore, it's like play like a Raven. There's a standard. You play to
really
very cool to me. That's real.
You play to a standard.
No
matter if you're offense, defense, or special teams, you know what you are, you know what you represent. And when you come into this building, we play like that. Every play, snap the whistle.
They are something.
Man. Something special is happening.
Who'd have thought? This guy's must-see TV. Man, Lamar Jackson playing. Let me see what he's going to do today.
You got to see what he's up to. The guy who was doubted, and we have to always keep that in mind. No one really knew his potential, and he has taken it upon himself.
And our man, Michael Vick, who is kind of his big brother mentor figure, was at the game last night. Michael put on the greatest show I've ever seen on Monday Night Football when he was an Eagle, right?
And he threw it against Washington on Monday night.
And maybe it was the stats are more spectacular, but on pure performance, I'm afraid his little brother got him last night.
Jenny, you know who's leading the QBR? And it ain't even close.
He is
It ain't
leading.
even close.
He's leading.
So now your QB.
This is like Usain Bolt in the Beijing Olympics. That's how far he is in front of everybody with the QBR. I don't know where your guy at.
He's third. My guy's third.
You either
Led all year until
who
Sunday.
you with?
Just until last week.
If you're not first, I don't even want to talk about second and third.
Really?
Are you first?
No, but
Okay, then.
I could be before it's over.
You believe that?
I do.
You know what? He's got to say that shit. You got to stay positive for his team around here.
Hell, Jack.
Considering what Lamar is doing, we do actually have to talk about your guy, Dak. And Jerry Jones, you know, he always has a lot to say. Is he putting the heat on Jason Garrett? What is he saying about the coaching staff? That is next. Don't forget, you can check us out every day on the Fox Sports Channel on Sirius XM. We'll be right back.